All right, let's take a look at Chapter 4, Lesson 3. Go ahead and join me on Chapter 4, Lesson 3 in your math book. And we'll get started. If you need to pause the video to get to your page that you need, go ahead and do so. But here we are. Magna has some leftover wallpaper, 73 inches long. So that's important information. I want to underline that. She wants to cut it into 8 pieces to use around the photos in her scrapbook. Each piece will have equal length. Whenever you want to divide something into equal length, you know you're doing a division problem. And then how long will each piece be is our question. Okay, make sure you always go back and ask yourself, did I actually answer the question they were asking? Remember, as we go through this, focus, can-do attitude, take initiative, listen. When you solve a division problem with a remainder, the way you interpret the remainder depends on the situation in question. We're going to talk about this word, interpret the remainder. And it depends on the situation, okay, and the question. We've talked about this a little bit in class already, how if we had a bus that fit 50 students, but we had 60 students that needed to go on the field trip, you wouldn't take one bus, remainder 10. You'd have to then take 2 buses because that remainder of 10 are people, and those people need to get a bus as well. So it depends on what kind of problem you're doing, depends on what you're going to do with that remainder or how you treat that remainder. Okay, so one way to do it, as you see here, is to write the remainder as a fraction. Okay, the divisor is, so which number in this problem, 73 or 8, is the divisor? And it should be 8. The divisor is 8 pieces. The blank is 73 inches. The wallpaper is 73 inches. Or I think they actually want, we'll put both. Wallpaper, if they want the literal. And then in this math problem, this would be the divisor, the 73 would be the dividend. Okay, divide to find the quotient and the remainder. So here we have 8 goes into 73 9 times with a remainder of 1. Okay, so the remainder represents 1 inch left over from our wallpaper, which can also be divided into 8 equal parts and written as a fraction. So in order to make a remainder into a fraction, we just take that remainder and it becomes our numerator, the number on top, and then the divisor becomes our denominator. And divisor is down. You can think of it like that. And the remainder is your numerator. Whoops. Okay. Again, you can always pause and rewind these videos if something's not clear. So let's continue on here. Let me find there's my laser. Write the quotient with the remainder written as a fraction. So remember, quotient is the answer to a division problem, and then remainder written as a fraction is what we just did here. So our quotient was 9. And our remainder was 1, and if I want to write it as a fraction, I make it the numerator, and the divisor is my denominator, 1/8. So each piece will be 9 1/8 inches long. Okay, so on the problem we were talking about before, where we had a bus that seats 50 students and you have 60 students that need to go, you wouldn't want to write that remainder as a fraction, because you wouldn't say we need 1 bus and 10/50ths of another bus. You would just say we need 2 buses. Okay, but in this case, when we're dealing with inches and fabric, we can cut something into 9 1/8 of an inch, and that's okay. So it makes sense in this problem to interpret our remainder as a fraction instead of just putting R1 for remainder of 1. All right, thanks again for watching.